Hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the electric field due to infinitely long charged plane sheet and electric field due to two parallel infinitely long charged sheets using the Gauss law. First we have to discuss about the surface charge density that is given by the letter sigma. It is nothing but a charge per unit area. Here unit area represent 1 meter square or 1 centimeter square. It can be 1 millimeter square. Anyhow that should has the value 1 unit value. Now let us take the plane sheet which is positively charged. From the positively charged plane sheet, we are going to take the point P at the distance R like this. So it is represented in the diagram. So we have taken the sheet which is positively charged. At the distance R, we have to take the point P. There we are going to find the electric field. Further, we are going to use the Gauss law. The direction of electric field lines in the charged plane sheet is shown here. Since the sheet has the positive charges, the electric field lines come out of the sheet. Suppose it has the negative charges, it acts inwards. To apply the Gauss law, we have to imagine the Gaussian surface. You know that Gaussian surface is nothing but a closed imaginary surface. Here we are going to take the cylindrical shaped Gaussian surface. Let us take the point P as a center and you can imagine the one side of cylindrical shape. Let us take the another one point P dash at the distance, same distance, or for here you can take the P dash as a center point. You can imagine another one surface of the cylinder, other side of the cylinder. Now you imagine the Gaussian surface, cylindrical shaped Gaussian surface. What is the distance? The distance between the 2 points, that's nothing but a 2r. And 2r is the distance of the or length of the Gaussian surface. Let us take plane sheet at the middle part of the Gaussian surface. Let A be the area of the two surfaces. A be the area of these two surfaces. To understand this arrangement more clearly, let us observe this model. Already we have taken the positively charged plane sheet and the Gaussian surface, that is cylindrical Gaussian surface is included now. Here we have the point P at one surface, we have the point P. In other surface, we have the point P dash. Here this plane sheet passes through the Gaussian surface perpendicularly and it passes through the middle part of the Gaussian surface. Here I have taken the area element in the curved surface. It has the Gaussian surface has three surfaces. One surface that contains a point P, another one surface at the edge, another edge, point P dash is there. Another one is curved surface, the total curved surface. Now we are going to find the electric flux in the Gaussian surface. According to Gauss law, the electric flux phi E that is equal to closed integral of E dot dA, further that is equal to enclosed charge divided by epsilon naught. First take this term, we have used the closed integral because we are going to find only the electric flux within a Gaussian surface. Since Gaussian surface has three surfaces, one is curved surface, another one surface at the edge which contains a point P dash, another one surface which contains the point P. So this term can be written as summation of other three surfaces. This term will give you the electric flux in a curved surface and this term will give you the electric flux in this surface that contains a point P. And the last term will give you the electric flux in the another third surface which contains a point P dash. Since we have used the dot product here, it can be explained like this. E dot dA can be written as EDA cos theta. So in each term, we have to include the cos theta. We know about the scalar product. Now we have to find the angle theta. We know that angle theta is nothing but the angle between the electric field and the normal to the area element. Now let us find the electric flux in a curved surface. For that you have to find the angle between normal and the electric field line. Now we can take the curved surface. Here I have shown the area element dA. So what is normal? Normal is nothing but a perpendicular line to the area. So the direction of the normal like this. It acts upwards. It is perpendicular to the area, so it acts upwards. Already we have discussed what is the direction of the electric field line. They are come out of the charged sheet. Horizontally they are coming outside. They are perpendicular to the sheet. They are coming horizontally. Whereas the normal to this area element will act upwards. So it is given in this diagram. So dA is nothing but a normal, direction of the normal. Here electric field, here I have given the direction of the electric field, it is act horizontally. Now what is the angle? At the curved surface, the angle theta is equal to, here angle theta that is equal to 90 degree. Let us take other two surfaces that contains a point P. It contains a point P, the surface which contains a point P. Here we have to imagine the area element. Through that area element, we can imagine the normal. So what is the direction of the normal? That should be perpendicular to this area. So it acts along this direction. Like this it's acting. Now what is the direction of electric field through that area? That is also acting the same direction. So both are in a same direction. It's given here at the point P, the electric field and dA, that's nothing but a normal. Both are in a same direction. Now what is the angle? The angle will be equal to 0. Both are in the same direction, so angle will be equal to 0. Likewise, it can be applied here also. What is the direction of the electric field line? It will be in a different direction, but anyhow it's horizontally. For another surface, P dash we have to take. There also normal will act along this direction. That is perpendicular to the sheet, acts horizontally. Here also electric field line horizontally comes outside. So what is the angle between the electric field and the normal? Theta that is equal to 0. I have substituted the values of angle in each surface. At the curved surface, what is the angle? Angle that is equal to 90. For the other two sides, other two surfaces, what is the angle? Theta that is equal to 0. That also has been substituted here. We know that cos 90 that is equal to 0. This value will be equal to 0, can leave that. Phi e that is equal to summation of other two values. Here cos 0, 1, so can leave cos value. So that is equal to integration of EDA plus integration of same EDA, that is equal to enclosed charge divided by epsilon naught according to Gauss law. So phi e that is equal to enclosed charge divided by epsilon naught is included here. So here the electric flux which is provided by the charged plane sheet is almost uniform. So the electric field cannot be integrated, that can be taken outside. Only area element can be integrated, that is equal to charge divided by epsilon naught. So phi e electric flux that is equal to, you are going to integrate the dA, that's nothing but a area element in this surface. So we are going to integrate, you can get the area, whole area. We have learned already that area is equal to A plus E. Here same area is maintained here, since uniform cylinder we have taken, same area is maintained here also. So EA plus EA that is equal to enclosed charge divided by epsilon naught. The electric flux phi E that is equal to 2EA, further that is equal to enclosed charge divided by epsilon naught. Enclosed charge is nothing but a charges within a Gaussian surface. To find that value, we have to use the surface charge density. At the beginning of this session, we have learned about the surface charge density is nothing but a charges in unit area. So this value want to be multiplied with area in a Gaussian surface, then you can find the amount of charges in a Gaussian surface. So enclosed charge that is equal to surface charge density, that means charge in unit area, into area of the Gaussian surface. We know that A is the area of this Gaussian surface, so it can be multiplied. So Q that is equal to sigma A, that can be substituted here. So instead of Q I have substituted the sigma A, so which can be cancelled here. Area of the Gaussian surface A can be cancelled. 2E that is equal to sigma by epsilon naught. Then what is the value of electric field? Electric field E that is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Since electric field is a vector quantity, it can be written in a vector form also. So E vector that is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon naught into unit vector. From this expression, we can conclude that electric field which is given by the plane charged sheet depends on the surface charge density, and it is independent of the R. R is nothing but a distance between the sheet and the particular point where you are going to find the electric field. So that electric field which is provided by this sheet is independent of the distance. So I have told already the electric field which is produced by the positively charged plane sheet is independent of the distance R. Let us discuss about that concept. Here I am going to take the point P at the distance R from the positively charged plane sheet. Here at the point P, what is the electric field? Electric field E that is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Now I am going to take the point P to the certain distance. Now the point P is kept here. Now it is, let us assume it is doubled. So now what is the distance? 2R. Now what is the electric field? Electric field that is equal to same sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Further it is moved. Now the distance can be 3R. What is the change? Is there any change in electric field? No, because electric field that is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon naught. It depends on the sigma only. Sigma is nothing but a surface charge density. So the distance will not change the surface charge density. So there is no change in a electric field. At any distance, the point can be taken in any distance, but there is no change in a electric field. So far we have discussed about the electric field which is given by the infinitely long charged plane sheet. We have taken only one sheet. Due to the charged sheet, what is the electric field at the particular point we have discussed so far. Now we are going to take two charged plane sheet which is kept parallel to each other, and we are going to find the electric field at the different points. So now we are going to discuss electric field due to two parallel charged infinite sheets. We know that electric field due to infinitely long charged plane sheet, that means only one sheet you have taken, means what is the electric field value? Sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Now we are going to take two sheets. First sheet has positive charges, that has the surface charge density plus sigma, and the second sheet has negative charges. The surface charge density of the second sheet is minus sigma. Now we are going to take 3 different points, and we are going to find the electric field due to this parallel sheet at that 3 points. Now we are going to take the point P1, which is in between the two charged plane sheet. Now what will be the direction of electric field provided by this positively charged plane sheet? We know that already the direction of electric field from the positive charged plane sheet is acts outwards. So to that sheet, electric field, it acts along this direction. And the electric field which is given by the negatively charged sheet at the point P1, what is the direction? It always acts inwards towards the negative charge. So both the electric field are in a same direction. So what is the resultant or total electric field at the P1, point P1 due to these charges? We have to add total electric field at P1, point P1, that's equal to E plus E minus. What is the E plus value? E plus is nothing but the electric field which is provided by the first sheet, positively charged sheet. What is the value? We already know that sigma by 2 epsilon naught, plus E minus is nothing but a electric field which is provided by the negatively charged plane sheet. Magnitude wise both are same, both has the same surface charge density. So what is the value? Can add. So 2 value, both are same, so can add. So total electric field is equal to 2 sigma by 2 epsilon naught. So 2 can be cancelled. The total electric field at the point P1, P1 is located in between the charged sheet. The total electric field that is equal to sigma by epsilon naught. You have to remember this value. Keep in mind, it will be used once again in a capacitors, parallel plate capacitors. We have to use this relation. Now let us find the total electric field at the point P2. Due to positively charged plane sheet, what will be the electric field? What is the direction of electric field on the point P2? It acts outwards. So the direction of electric field provided by the positively charged sheet will act this direction. And P2 is near to negatively charged plane sheet. What is the direction? It acts. So it acts inwards. So the electric field which is given by the negatively charged plane sheet, it acts in this direction. So both has the same magnitude and both are acting in a different direction, opposite direction. They can cancel each other. So one has a positive value, another one let us take that as a negative value. So both can be cancelled. The total electric field at point P2 will be equal to 0. At last we can take the point P3. P3 is near to positively charged plane sheet. What is the direction? Here one clue, you can imagine there is a positive charge. Okay, what is the charge? That's nothing but a positive charge. I'm going to keep there. So positive charge, and here also positively charged plane sheet is there. What will happen? There will be a repulsion. Otherwise, we have learned already the electric field which is given by the positive charge, it acts outwards. So both the clues can be used. So it acts in this direction. So E plus. Here negative charge also going to give the electric field at the point P3. Distance is not a matter here. So electric field provided by the sheet will be uniform. That's not depends on the distance, already we have discussed. So same electric field can be provided by the negative charge also at the point P3. So I told so you can keep the positive charge there. Imagine you kept the positive charge there. What will happen? Positive charge will be attracted by the negatively charged plane sheet. What will be the direction? Attract means what is the direction? So the direction of the electric field which is given by the negatively charged plane sheet will be in this direction. Here also both are uniform electric field. They both has the same magnitude and the direction is different, opposite to each other. So here also they will cancel each other. So what will be the value? Total electric field at point P3 will be equal to 0. From here you can get the idea. The electric field is exist in between the two charged plane sheet, not outside. At the outside there will be no electric field. Net electric field will be 0. In between the charged plane sheet there will be a electric field.